Nickelodeon. You know them, I know them, DJ Khaled knows them.
Roses are red. Violets are blue. Yo.
They've been around for almost 50 years with timeless classics such as SpongeBob, The Rugrats, Hey Arnold, and much more. And with all the success they have gotten, it's no question that over the years there has been many meet and greets for kids to meet their favorite characters. And today, we're taking a look back at Nickelodeon's meet and greet costumes. Now, if we're gonna talk about Nickelodeon, we have to start with SpongeBob. Nickelodeon's golden little egg, which makes him so much goddamn money, it's unimaginable. Now, even though Mr. SpongeBob has gone off the deep end just a little bit, I still love him. And over the years, there has been many iterations of him. And I want to thank the Nickelodeon Wiki for having all this information available. I started to do this and I realized, wait a minute, someone had to document this at some point in time. And yes, so thank you. The wiki will be in the description, so if you want to check it out. Yeah, so for our little sponge, there have been 12 different iterations of the suits. Which, for meet and greets, not talking about live shows. Now, sliding through, here's the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, and finally 12th. Now, the ones I want to focus on are the second, sixth, seventh, and eighth. The second one for me is the best one out of all of them. Now, it's just slightly different from the first. It's just the expression that SpongeBob has that makes it more spongy-like. Now, things start to go downhill with the sixth. The closest thing that he resembles is the one dead-ass SpongeBob toy that Mattel made. After that, the suits just keep losing detail, the most important being SpongeBob's holes. They changed it for the ninth, but then, well, it looks like SpongeBob went through radiation therapy. Like, the hell, Nickelodeon, why you're shortchanging us? Like, why you acting Disney cutting funds to the important things? Now, in the early years, he had all the important details to make him SpongeBob, right? Now it seems like he's just like a knockoff of SpongeBob, radiation therapy. But, that's just feels so random for SpongeBob to just like, degrade over time. But when it comes to Patrick, each costume was done better each time. Like here's the OG, then the second, to the third, and now the fourth, which is the current one. And this has to be my favorite one as his proportions have gotten better. And for the rest of the SpongeBob characters, we have Mr. Krabs, Sandy, Mrs. Puff, Pearl, and the iconic Squidward. And just like how Patrick is perfect, the others are as well. I just don't know why they shortchange SpongeBob so much. Also, I think this is the only interpretation of Sandy there is. I don't think there's one in her dome costume, with the suit. I think so, yeah. Anyways, moving on, we have the Fairly OddParents. And the info behind some of them is actually quite interesting, but I'm going to talk about the meet and greet costumes first before anything. Now, here, you see Timmy Turner. Now, you might be wondering what happened to him. And the truth is, this is what happens when you pull Orion's Road and don't let the boy retire. And, it's not really that good. Now, for Cosmo and Wanda, they are actually very great. And each of them having two suits. And the only difference I saw was between both of them was the first iteration was being more big, more bulky, while the other one is more skinny. But, that cannot be said for Foop. He'd be true for Square. And this is where we get into the interesting stuff. This image of Foop was taken in 2009 at the Fairly OddParents panel with Bush Hartman. But then I found a picture of him in a Chinese Hispanic Facebook group. Yes, I know that's very contradicting. That shows him with white eyes. But that's not all. I also seen this costume hanging from a ceiling at a convention. Yes, this suit, I swear, was hanging from a ceiling. And I can't find the life of me any photos or videos. But I swear it's the truth, believe me. If future me could come in here with a slimmest transition, that'll be great. Okay, it's me, future me here, and you see, I found an image of him. You see on the ceiling right there. You see, boom. Also, the website I found this on has a lot of sketchy stuff of viruses. So better steer clear. But we're still not done yet with the Fairly OddParents. But I swear this video is gonna be like 20 minutes long. You see, this Timmy shoe that I showed beforehand came from a live show in the Philippines that had 3 under costumes: Cosmo, Wanda, and the Crimson Chin. What? Listen. The Crimson Chin had a whole suit. No way, I didn't believe that. And you already know I went to see where he is, and I have no clue whatsoever, brother. But sometimes you have to let things go so they can discover who they are. Yeah, I don't know what the hell I just said. But listen, we have an Honor Live show we need to talk about. And they have some of the coolest costumes ever, trust me. Here, we have an Honor Live show from the year 2007 in Argentina. I was surprised it was in Brazil too. And of course, there's Timmy, Cosmo, and Wanda. Listen, that was a bad stutter. But we also got Vicky, which, Mr. and Mrs. Turner, which, honor, and that's not all. We got Mr. Crocker. Okay, you see what? How did we not get this in the States, like for real? Okay, listen, raise your hand if you wanted a Fairly OddParents live show in the States, because I'm raising my hand. I want one. Now, if we're talking about the Fairly OddParents, we 100% need to bring up our main man, Jimmy Neutron. Listen, the special, the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour was it. Damn! Listen, there's not gonna be an honor moment in time like that. Cable TV with like 2 different shows, being one special. Listen, that's never gonna happen. I feel sorry for the future generation. Anyways, Jimmy has 2 suits, one for the movie release and one for the show. The only things that I found personally different was, of course, the pants. One is shorts, one is jeans, and the shirt. Maybe not The shirt just looks different. On the newer one, it's just like a little bit smaller, but I could be like, blind. Continuing for Bush Hartman, we get Danny Phantom, and just like Jimmy Neutron, Danny has two different suits, but the only difference being one has a D on the shirt while the other one has not. Also, side tangent, look at this parade float. Listen, I really, really want to own it. But now, moving on from the classics, we have Fanboy and Chum Chum. And I know people hate this show, but personally, I love it. It's stupid, it's weird, it's annoying, it's ugh. But hey, we got suits of them, so suck it. Okay, anyways, we got both of them, and look how happy they are. Yes, I know they're just suits, but if people could cry about Pokemon Chocolate Kisses, I think I'd get a pass about me being happy about a couple of costumes. Yeah, you know what? The average FNAF fan.
Foxy, you saved us! Hey, do you think you can help us save Marvin too? Okay, go get your skateboard, Foxy. Yeah, that's right. You can be Tony Hawk. This is you winning the X Games. Don't get him, Foxy!
Call me Asparagus.
Okay, that got us nowhere. Let's talk about Barnyard. Alright, for Barnyard, we only got one costume being Otis, which you know what happened with him, sadly. If you don't, Otis appears to have been broken out and sold on eBay on November 15, 2019 for $500.13. Yes, it's sad, and I've been trying my best to find where he has been and try to see where he has been in the past so I can maybe find where he has ended up. And from the time I'm recording this, I have found new info on him, but by the time you're watching, I probably already posted an update video. So yeah, if not, you gotta wait. Yeah. Anyways, moving on, we have Avatar The Last Airbender, and we have Aang. Not much to say, no weird looks or anything interesting, just Aang, which I'm not saying is bad, just stating it's normal, which is good. Now grouping in, we have the Misfits, we have the Loud House, with Lincoln and Ronnie, I think that's how you pronounce it, Jesus. And you have the Blueberry from Wonder Park, Boomer, Dudley Puppy, and Garfield. Now the reason I'm putting them, and in the Misfits category is because I've not watched Loud House. The first episode went to, it aired in 2016. I think that's the date. I never watched Wonder Park as well as Tough Puppy. But I have watched almost every Garfield movie and the Nickelodeon show from 2009. So I can say that Garfield is the best Garfield and that Catzilla is the top 10 Garfield characters of all time. But, we're not going to finish with Garfield here. I could probably just put a whole Garfield category. Yeah, it's too late. Anyways, we're going to Singapore, then back to the States. So in Singapore, there was a whole Garfield and Friends live show in which you could have met, bro. The stutter is real. Garfield, Odie, Normal, and Arlene. And listen, when I was a kid, I hated Normal, and I still hated Normal. Listen, no joke. This cat is the biggest rage baiter in the whole world, and he's just so small and so annoying. Listen, every time, like I was a kid, I would legitimately tweak out with this little cat. Anyways, we're moving back to the States, where you have Christopher Nolan. I mean, Chris Pratt, bro. Holy shit. Chris Pratt version of Garfield. Not Christopher Nolan, yeah. But now, I can say, for this segment of the video, I could say I watched the 2012 series of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And this is my favorite show for TMNT. I love how everything ties together and just everything, man. And for the 2012 series, there have been 8 suits in all. Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, Raphael, April, Bebop, Rocksteady, and the Full Clan Soldier. I don't know why that rhymed. That didn't rhyme at all. I think I'm making it up in my head. Now, my favorite has to be Michelangelo, as he's my favorite turtle, and I say he is the best. Is that bias? Yep. But all in seriousness, Bebop and Rocksteady are the real showstoppers. Like, the amount of detail is actually nuts. SpongeBob could never! But that's not all for TMNT. We still have Rise and Mutant Mayhem. Now, I want to focus on Mutant Mayhem for one reason, and that is because their suits have fuzz to them. Now, I'm not crazy, even though I'm a crazy man. Christopher Nolan, they have fuzz on them. Like, for real, they're fuzzy costumes even though they're turtles. Also, why does Raphael have like PS1 level of detail? Got them polygons. Okay, now for Rise, they're great as well. I wish the series could have been longer, but that movie was so good. I'm not even telling you. That fight sequence at the end, yeah, thumbs up. Now moving on, we have Hey Arnold, and Jesus, I know he's a football head, but why is he so stoned out? Hey Arnold, more like Oval Stone Arnold, bro. That sucked. Anyways, his updated look is a breath of fresh air. That right there is the Arnold I know, all happy and stuff. But what's the opposite of happy? Angry Beavers. We got Daggett and Norbert, and beavers being my all-time favorite animal besides dragons and penguins since forever. I don't know. These costumes get an A for existing. Listen, this video is like held up by Scotch tape. I'm not even lying. Okay, yeah, let's keep up the momentum. Yeah, let's keep it up. We have Donnie and Eliza. Now, Donnie, for the looks of things, it seems to have 3 different suits. One older-looking one with any of his teeth sticking out, and then 2 newer ones with black hair, and then the other one having brown hair. Maybe the black hair one was just like some kind of like test suit, where the brown one is the final one. Honestly, I'm just guessing at this point, because I don't know why there would be 2 different ones. But the one I see more often is the brown hair version, so I'm thinking the black hair version of Donnie was like the first one, and they realized they gotta change it. I don't know. I'm guessing. Anyways, tying in with the wild thornberries, we have the Rugrats. And I'm gonna do the same thing as I did with SpongeBob, doing one character at a time, because this section is gonna be kinda long. For Tommy Pickles, he has 6 suits. Now sliding through, here's the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. And the evolution of the suit is actually quite interesting. You know, he started as fat, you know, big bones, large dent, you know, you get it. But what did they do to him? In the third iteration, that'd be Old Man Pickles, but he got cute eventually, so that's good. For Chucky, we have the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. And like how Tommy was big and got slim, Chucky's the same. But his new suit is from the new show that aired in 2021, which you can see in the look. Here's the old show, and then here's the new one. And, you know, I think that's fun. Moving on, we have Angelica, and we have her first, second, third, fourth, and fifth suit. And I would say that for her, she has been the most to stay close to her original design with no massive deviation. That also goes for Susie. She had 3 suits, and I would say this is the only one that stayed close to her original design, no mass deviations. And for Phil and Lil, they both had 2 suits. And not to get anyone confused, here's Phil's suits, the first and second, and here's Lil's first and second. And lastly for Rugrats, we have Luau. And we have from the looks of things, that he has only had 1 suit. And, you know, for the one, it's actually great. Nothing like Old Man Tommy, you know, nothing like that. Also, I want to clarify this. There's a set of costumes that, here they are on the screen, and these are not official. I've seen that some people took these as official Nickelodeon suits, but they are not. They are very high quality fakes coming from a company called the Circus Show from Mexico. Just wanted to mention this before someone thinks I forgot these suits. No, these are not official, even though they can pass as official. Yeah! Now we're grouping in the Misfits again in part 2 to the power 5 times 13. We have Rocco, Ren, and Stimpy, and All Real Monsters. For Rocco, they made him scared or depressed. It's hard to tell. For All Real Monsters, the only thing I could find was Acres and Crumb, no Abelina, which is odd. I went for a long time searching for Abelina, but the only thing I could find was cosplays. So, And for Ren and Stimpy, each of them had 2 suits. Yeah, now here's Ren's 2 suits. There we go. And Stimpy had an extra 3rd suit. You know, here's the first, second, and third. And Jesus, Ren was in a, you know, a special field of mine. And Stimpy is all cute, like he's supposed to be. Is he supposed to be a dog or a cat? I just realized that. Anyways, dog or cat, does anybody remember Tack? Now, if you don't, Tack was supposed to be an original character of Nickelodeon. Wait a minute, that you know, a original video game character, that's what I meant. You know, that was a bad way to, you know, word it. Anyways, Tack has 2 suits. Comparing both of them, I prefer the second one as it looks more as the character. I think it's, you know, more of the eyes. Anyways, next up we have Greg Heffley. Nah, you know what I meant to say. I meant Doug and Porkchop. Listen, I can't be the only one who sees that. Anyways, I don't know what to say here. I didn't watch Doug. So here's my review of Mountain Dew Maui Burst. It's a 9 out of 10. Yeah. Also, we have El Tigre. And bro, I don't know what to say here too, but it's good. It's great. Listen, we're going down the list. But I do know Kappa Mike. Listen, I feel like a sleeper agent when I heard the name. Whole mind pulled back in awe. So many memories of watching this show flooded my brain. And when I saw Guano had a costume, I forgot about it. And I was like, man, this is actually good. And of course, he knows Mr. Pikachu, 2 Rat Brothers, and Yellow and Purple called him Sanity and Kool-Aid. Bring out the whole ocean. And lastly, we have Monkey Quest. It's something that I don't remember much about. I just remember it was like a game that it was like a Ooga Booga monster trying to take over the world. And there was like this King Monkey. I don't remember much. I don't know who he is. I gotta do more research when I saw the name again. I was like, damn. I was like, I played this. But, you know, I just stopped at that. But, you know, it's a great suit and all. And that's the end of the video. Yes, that was very abrupt ending. But listen, I'm planning to do Nick Jr. in a separate video because it's going to be much longer. And I don't want to keep repeating and repeating. And I'm going to do a part 2 or maybe part 3. There's still a lot more that, you know, to do. You know, we haven't talked about, like, the wearing costumes, like for example SpongeBob and Patrick wearing like Halloween or Christmas suits, and there's the other ones like let me think about one. Alvin and the Chipmunks, they aired on Nickelodeon, they had a suit. There's random Nickelodeon shows that had suits. Also Cartoon Network, we're helping one day soon. Listen, every time I search up Cartoon Network suits, I want to, you know, it's the biggest pain. You do not even know some of these costumes. I'm just like anyways, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, or we'll have a 3rd live action movie of TMNT. Wait, that's a good thing, actually.
Today, Junior?